Do you ever get tired of the hectic, fast-paced hustle and bustle of the city life? Do you get tired of big crowds and traffic jams? Well, what if I told you that just 25 minutes from where I stand right now, there was an outdoor lover's paradise? Where is this place, you ask? It's Ballard Wildlife Management Area right here in Ballard County, Kentucky. You know, there's something here for the whole family to do year-round. There's wildflowers to see, and in the summertime there are acres and acres of sunflowers. There's wildlife viewing year-round. In the wintertime especially, this place is full of ducks and geese, big white-tailed bucks. There's bird watching, just hundreds and hundreds of species of birds that you're going to be able to see right here, and we might even catch a fish or two. So you stay with us and we'll be right back. When we return, we're going to show you this awesome landscape that is Ballard Refuge. We're going to talk to some of the local fishermen and see how their luck holds up. We're going to look at some of the flowers and birds that you're going to see, and also your photo tip of the week, as well as my favorite locations where you are sure to see wildlife. And then we'll visit my favorite fishing spot. All of this when we return.
Why take your film to the camera shop for development?
Because you'll have professional photographers developing each of your prints. And for each roll of film you bring in, you have a chance at free developing.
Why go to the camera shop to buy a new camera?
Because at the camera shop we have competitive pricing and we'll give you a free class on how to use your camera.
Why use the camera shop for photo enlargements?
Because you can decide what size you want your photos, up to an amazing 24 by 30 at the camera shop.
This year, plan a trip to Kentucky Lake and get hooked on some of the best fishing in the country. And while you're here, one of the best places to stay is Inn by the Lake. Inn by the Lake is located right by Kentucky Dam, and that means you can get on and off the water with the greatest of ease. Inn by the Lake has indoor and outdoor pools, great food, and comfortable accommodations. This is Mike Wells inviting you to stay at the new home of Mike Wells Four Rivers Outdoors, Inn by the Lake.
Welcome back to Outdoor Focus. This is my backyard, Ballard County Wildlife Management Area. As a native of Ballard County, I spent a lot of time here as a child. My grandmother lives just 2 miles from here, so we were here quite often to enjoy the beauty of nature and wildlife right here on this refuge. There's over 8,000 acres here for you to enjoy. This land was purchased in 1954 from many of the local farmers to attract hunters from all over the county. It's a big stop for waterfowl annually along the Mississippi Flyway for over 100,000 Canadian geese and over 30,000 ducks. There's also 11 oxbow lakes spread out along the refuge for you to try your hand at fishing. This mom and daughter fishing duo are fishing the banks of Mitchell Lake. On their last trip, they reported 8 perch and a couple of big bass. And as always, there's the promise for bigger fish on the other side of the levee. But for today, and this small fisherman, this side of Mitchell Lake is perfect. Oh look, there's a blue heron crane. Right out there in the shallows. Fishing, right by the lily pads. Oh man, he still is a statue. This slough is full of lotus, or more commonly known as lily pads. We're a little early, but in a few weeks, it'll be yellow blooms as far as the eye can see. A lot of creatures make this slough their home. In the summertime, it'll be anything from dragonflies to red-winged blackbirds. One of my main reasons to visit Ballard Wildlife Management Area is the fishing, which is one of the same things that attracts bald eagles to this area. Most people don't know that such a short drive from the city can bring them so close to our national bird. With several nesting pairs, they are regularly spotted along cypress snags fishing these waters. I personally make trips here just for the chance of capturing that once-in-a-lifetime picture of an eagle. Their beauty is captivating, their size is intimidating, Their call is bone-chilling. This is truly an honor and a privilege to be so close to this magnificent bird. Remember, always respect their boundaries. If it is nesting season, you are likely to find a no trespassing sign, so be respectful and give them their space so that they can be enjoyed by your children and for generations to come. These incredible winged creatures are making a comeback, and they've been removed from the endangered species list, but they are still on the threatened list. Wow, beauty in flight, and so close right here in Ballard County, Kentucky. A lot of time driving around this refuge and looking for wildlife, but it's really nice to sometimes just stop and sit and find a place that's quiet and just listen to the wildlife and give the wildlife an opportunity to come to you. You know, I spent many a mornings and evenings watching and photographing wildlife right here from this handicap accessible wildlife viewing platform. This field out in front of me is usually flooded in the winter, so the ducks and geese are in the area. And you'll also see turkey and deer grazing in the field just on the other side of the water. But in the summer months, it's ideal for seeing blue heron crane, lots of wading birds, and just hundreds of different species of birds that you'll catch. And you might even see an eagle or two soaring above the skies. You know, I've had so many viewing opportunities and photo opportunities here on this main loop. This main loop is a place that you can visit year-round because the remainder of the refuge closes from October the 15th to March the 15th for the limited waterfowl hunting that's allowed here on the refuge. Just a few hundred yards from where I stand now, there's an old goose pit that has been converted into a photography blind. And I've also spent many mornings in the photography blind. There's usually water flooded out in front of it, and there's a nice parking area and just a short walk to the photo blind. And from that very blind, one morning I was sitting here and I watched two bald eagles fly over, and just above the tree line, they locked talons in midair and began to fight and fall through the air. And I had my camera and was taking pictures that morning, and they just began to fall, and it was so amazing just to watch them do their aerial combat and fall. And then as they got just to the top of the trees, they let go and just flew off. And I sit there amazed and realized that the whole time I never even took a picture. But I had to say what I took was a soul picture. Sometimes when I don't capture it on film, sometimes I just capture the image in my heart, and sometimes that's pretty cool too. Also, I was in that photography blind on the morning of January 1st, the year 2000. I wanted to capture the first sunrise of the new millennium, and I was able to do that as the sun came up and the sky filled and came to life with geese going to roost to the surrounding fields. I was able to capture a pretty neat photograph to me. It's nothing spectacular, but it was the first sunrise of the new millennium, and to me, it was a pretty neat photograph. So this is a great place to watch and view wildlife from this viewing platform right here, and without them being too aware of what's going on. And if you'll come visit this place, I guarantee you're going to see something to take pictures of. At first glance, this may seem like an ordinary mimosa tree, but upon closer inspection, you'll see that it's alive with the buzz of hummingbirds. My wife and I have been known to sit for hours at this very tree trying to capture that perfect image of a hummingbird. Summer is sure to bring a beautiful crop of wildflowers here at Ballard Refuge, and this summer is no exception. We just happened upon this field of black-eyed Susans, which is one of my favorites. Butterflies absolutely love these wildflowers. So I'm going to mill around here for a second and see if we can get some pretty pictures. In addition to black-eyed Susans, another one of my favorite flowers to photograph is the sunflower. Now, you can photograph sunflowers using a variety of different camera equipment. Wide-angle lenses are a lot of fun. You can stand back and get the entire scene if you've got a pretty blue sky with white puffy clouds, and the yellow sunflowers framed against the blue sky really makes for a nice contrasty picture. Also, if you use a longer zoom lens, you can zoom in and compress the sunflower from a distance. Now, when these sunflowers go to seed, this field will be filled with hundreds and hundreds of indigo buntings and American goldfinches, and that's when I bring out the long lens, and I'll really work the rows of sunflowers and do some bird photography with that. But until then, right now I'm using a macro lens. A macro lens is a specially designed lens that allows you to get closer than you normally would, increasing the magnification of your subject. Now, this is a macro flash attached to the front of the lens. And this flash is really useful, especially when the wind picks up a little bit like it has now, and your flower may be moving just a little bit, and I'm hand holding my camera. I don't have the tripod with me. You can zoom in on your subject, and with the flash, it'll help freeze the motion of the flower. And that's real important. Right now, I got a bee on this one. Let me try to get that. Oh yeah, the bees love these sunflowers. You got pollen all over his head. Oh, that's cool. They never stop moving. That's cool. But another thing you always want to remember is when you have as many wildflowers and sunflowers as we've seen today, anywhere you walk, you're out photographing or just looking at them, you always want to pay attention to where you step. You always want to leave nature just as you found it so that our kids can enjoy it tomorrow. You only want to leave footprints and only take pictures. And that's your Camera Shop Photo Tip of the Week. The northern border of the Ballard Wildlife Management Area is the Ohio River. No wonder there's such a large influx of migratory waterfowl that come through this place each winter. Just as this river is so important for the annual migration of waterfowl, it's also very important for us. See, water is the staple of our life. Just as in Jesus' day. In John chapter 4, when Jesus met the woman at the well, he requested a drink from her. But this confused her since he was a Jew and she was a Samaritan. And Samaritans were considered much lower social status. So when she asked him why he was even associating with her, he told her that if she knew who he was, that she would even ask him for a drink. He had nothing to draw water from the well, but he quickly explained that he can give the water that will never make her thirst again. And after a brief conversation where he knows all of her sins, she realized that she is speaking to the Son of God. Her sins were forgiven, and she was given eternal life that Jesus described as being like a spring welling up inside. You can also have this water that'll well up inside of you and bubble over because he offers it to all of us. Isn't it so good to know that he offers it to you too, and all you have to do is ask?
The Nature Photography Division of the Camera Shop introduces sporting dog photography.
This is Tim Batts, owner of the Camera Shop. We can photograph your pet in either our indoor or outdoor studio, or even the comfort of your pet's home.
The Camera Shop's highly acclaimed animal photographs have been called warm, elegant, and captivating. The professionals at the Camera Shop understand that portraits of your pet are very personal and should be made to last. Contact the Camera Shop today to schedule a unique photo session for your sporting dog.
Hi, my name is Johnny Nesbitt, owner of One Shot Gutter and Renovation. We specialize in seamless gutters, 5-inch and 6-inch residential and commercial. We also specialize in vinyl siding and residential metal roofs. We've been in business in Western Kentucky for over 10 years and like to do so for many more years to come. One Shot has skilled teams of installers ready to give you a free estimate. Pick up the phone and call One Shot today. Toll free, 1-866-965-0086.
Why take your film to the Camera Shop for Development?
Because you'll have professional photographers developing each of your prints. And for each roll of film you bring in, you have a chance at free developing.
Why go to the Camera Shop to buy a new camera?
Because at the Camera Shop, we have competitive pricing and we'll give you a free class on how to use your camera.
Why use the Camera Shop for photo enlargements?
Because you can decide what size you want your photos up to an amazing 24 by 30 at the Camera Shop. You know, this is my first fishing trip of the year, and I wanted to stop at Paducah Shooter Supply and get my fishing license. I want you to know that it's very important that if you're going to fish throughout the year, you need to purchase a license, because those funds go to help the wildlife in your state. And also, if the local law enforcement catch you without your fishing license, you're going to be sorry. I'm sitting here on the dock at Shelby Lake with Thomas. Thomas, how old are you?
Huh?
You're 5 years old? Have you been fishing all day today? Well, hey, look in this bucket right here. I see some fish. Did you catch these fish? You did? Look at this.
You're my TT.
Oh, man.
You're my TT.
Oh, your sissy caught those?
Me.
Look here. Whoa. Look at here. Man, that's a big old bluegill, isn't it? Did you catch that bluegill? Man, isn't he a pretty fish? Look how big he is. You gonna eat him? It makes some good eating, doesn't it? That's a big one. Let me look in here. Oh, look here at this one. Man, that's a big one. That's your size there, isn't it? Yeah, that's about the size I catch right there. Wow, there's another big one in here. Did you catch him on a worm? Man, look at that big bluegill. Wow, that's pretty cool, isn't it? You know what I do when I catch a fish besides drop him on the dock? When I catch one, I just kiss him on the head and turn him loose. Isn't that funny? You go camping here? Are you camping here this weekend?
Yeah.
Are you? You gonna stay all weekend?
Yeah.
Are you?
I'm staying for 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Wow. How old are you?
8.
8 years old? Have you caught a fish yet today?
Uh-huh.
You already caught one today?
Yeah, but we had to let it go.
You had to let it go. How big was it?
It was a little bluegill.
Little bluegill? How big was it? About this big?
No.
How big was it?
Bluegill.
How big was it?
I don't know.
Don't know. Little bitty one. Well, good luck. I hope you catch a big one, okay? The 2 big bass reported were not from the bank of Mitchell Lake, but right here from the dock at Shelby Lake. Shelby Lake boasts of a lot deeper water, so that gives you a better chance at catching the big one. Shelby Lake also has primitive camping sites, which makes for a great weekend family fishing trip. This dock is also handicap accessible, which makes it easy for you to roll right up, get out, and enjoy the great outdoors. Now come on, let's go see if I can catch a few. Man, I love that sound. We're fishing from Big Turner Lake down on the Ballard Refuge. This is just about my favorite lake to fish in. I have fished this lake since I was a little kid. We brought our little two-man boat with us, and we're going to try that out here in just a little bit. But those little two-man bass boats are the way to go on these lakes down here. We bought one last year, and man, that thing has been a joy to use. Bought a little trolling motor to go on it because you're not allowed outboard motors on your boats down here. Trolling motors are the only kind of motors that are allowed. This place I'm fishing right now is world famous. A good friend of mine, Mark Droke, and I, 10, 15 years ago, we used to come down here fishing all the time. And these bushes right here beside me, we dubbed them as the Bush O'Plenty, because every time we came down here fishing, we always caught a lot of largemouth bass right in around this bush, and from the bank as well as from a boat out on the other side. And so these bushes right here are dubbed as the Bush O'Plenty, and will always have a special place for me. There's a lot of different fish that are in this lake that people fish for. Bluegill, crappie, catfish, largemouth bass. Bass are my favorite. And we bring our kids down here a lot, and there's a lot of great places to bring your kids, and something you'll definitely want to do. And it's good to bring crickets or worms and a bobber, and with some light tackle and fish for bluegill along the shallows. That's a lot of fun. But when I'm by myself, I love to bass fish because I love to always be doing something and casting and trying to make something happen, and it's just, to me, a lot more fun. It's harder for the kids, but bass fishing is really a lot of fun down here in these cypress lakes. Caught a lot of 1, 2, 3 pound fish out of these lakes. I guess the biggest fish I ever caught down here was caught one in this lake, Big Turner, and also in Shelby Lake. Caught 2 6-pounders down here. We had the little handheld scales and we weighed them, and caught a 6-pounder out of Shelby Lake and a 6-pounder out of Big Turner here, and it's about the biggest fish I've ever caught. I've heard reports of 7 and 8 pound fish being caught out of these lakes, but I haven't caught one. Yep, not a bite. Let's put the boat in and troll around out here a little bit off the bank and see if we can have any better luck.
The Nature Photography Division of the Camera Shop introduces sporting dog photography.
This is Tim Batts, owner of the Camera Shop. We can photograph your pet in either our indoor or outdoor studio, or even the comfort of your pet's home.
The Camera Shop's highly acclaimed animal photographs have been called warm, elegant, and captivating. The professionals at the Camera Shop understand that portraits of your pet are very personal and should be made to last. Contact the Camera Shop today to schedule a unique photo session for your sporting dog.
The Oasis Southwest Grill. Steaks, ribs, spirits, and fun times. The Oasis has a full-service bar, great appetizers, and delicious new entrees. Our top-choice USDA steaks are hand-selected, extra-aged, and cut on the premises. Then they're seasoned with natural spices and grilled to perfection over an open mesquite flame. Enjoy the good food and have a great night out with friends at the Oasis Southwest Grill, just off I-24, exit 40 in Catawba, Kentucky.
Hi, my name is Johnny Nesbitt, owner of One Shot Gutter and Renovation. We specialize in seamless gutters, 5-inch and 6-inch residential and commercial. We also specialize in vinyl siding and residential metal roofs. We've been in business in Western Kentucky for over 10 years and like to do so for many more years to come. One Shot has skilled teams of installers ready to give you a free estimate. Pick up the phone and call One Shot today. Toll free, 1-866-965-0086.
Late in the evening when they Bass start patrolling the shallows and the water gets a little cooler. Buzzbait's usually just enough to aggravate them, enough to come up to the top, take a bite at it. That's what a buzzbait does to bass mostly, just aggravates them enough to bring out their predator instincts and causes them to strike at it just because they're mad. Oh man, isn't he pretty? He's got some in his mouth. Just grabbed it, just pulled it under. Right there. Right by the boat. There he is. There he is. Oh, he got it again. He got it again. He got it again. There he is. Oh, and he came off. Oh, yeah. Come on. Oh, yeah. Come on there. Oh, yeah. That's a nice little bass right there. Oh, yeah. Come here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Big Turner bass. Summertime bass fishing. Yeah. He ain't too bad. Little pound fish, but ain't he pretty? Oh, yeah. That's what I like. See you later, old buddy. Now, let's go get another one. Man, there he is. He got it. There he is. I got him this time, baby. Yeah, I got him this time. Yeah, you can't get away from me the second time, baby. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. Summertime bass fishing on Big Turner Lake. Oh, yeah, with the buzzbait. Boy, I barely had you hooked. Man, that was a blast. Look at that nice, fat, chunky fish. Man, isn't he awesome? Man, I tell you what, we have had a blast today on Ballard Refuge. I love this place. I mean, I have said before, I grew up down here. I have been fishing down here since my granddaddy brought me to this lake, fly fishing for bluegill, and I have been fishing ever since, and I love it. This place is beautiful to me. This is really God's country, and it just doesn't get any better than topwater lures and big largemouth bass at Ballard Wildlife Management Area. Hey, I hope you've enjoyed today's show. Man, I've had a blast bringing it to you, and I can't wait to see you guys again. Don't forget, you always keep your focus on the outdoors, and remember, this is God's country. Hey, I'll see you guys next week, right here on Outdoor Focus. See you later, big buddy. We'll go catch another one.